Welcome to the Push While Black Show. I'm your host, Christian, and this is the Bearscast for week 14. The Bears are losing to the Vikings 13-0, and this is going to be my quick thoughts on this because we have about 4 minutes left in halftime. Bears are better than last week as far as slow starts. They still can't score at all in the first half. Caleb Williams is 7 for 9, 59 yards. DJ Moore lead is second in rushing for 2 carries, 24 yards. Swift 11 carries, 32 yards. The story of this game is Sam Darnold still has time. They were able to get pressure to him later in the second quarter, but for the most part, he's had a pretty good pocket to pass through, and Bears can't convert a third down, and they can't convert a fourth down. And one of the fourth downs they chose to take, the Bears could have easily kicked the field goal to lead it to but to cut the lead to a one-score game. When it was 10-0, Bears could have easily took the points in one of those fourth down conversions and made it be 10-3, but they decided to go for it. So I respect Thomas Brown and his desire to go for it, but sometimes you got to take the points. I don't know because the Vikings have been able to make adjustments since the last game, so I don't know how this is going to continue for the second half, but they're better than last week, but not by much. Still down by 2 scores. Anyway, I will finish this up at the end of the game. See y'all at the end of the second half. Later. So that was another thing. Bears lose 30-12 to the Vikings. It wasn't that close. Everybody's going to talk about the stupid penalty that Doug Kramer got for not reporting after lining up as a fullback. After that really good run led by Swift, he was able to get in touch in the end zone, and he forgot to report. Doug forgot to report they couldn't get in the end zone after that penalty. They had to settle for a field goal. Even if they were able to get a touchdown, that cuts the score to 2 scores. The Bears are not a consistent football team, and because they're not consistent, and quite honestly, they don't know what to do offensively yet, and they've gotten worse defensively since they fired Eberflus. I'm gonna die on that hill because I'm seeing it. There's no comebacks now. There's no nothing. Darnold had a few sacks, but for the most part, he was able to have a decent pocket. And that's it, man. The Bears are not consistent. They're not good. Caleb was inaccurate, although he was running for his life, as prone to happen this season. I just want them to, because at this point, the Bears are going to, they got Detroit. They're going against Detroit. Detroit is injured, but they're still leading the division. And the next game, I think is Detroit that the Bears play. And it's not going to be good because they're still going to lose. Just like I figured they would lose this game because the Vikings are good. And Sam Darnold is good this season. And they have a running game, and you can run on the Bears. and the Bears are not disciplined. And I don't know how are they going to fix this. I have ideas, but this season is basically, I'm going to still do videos and such and shows, but this wasn't, like, I can't get mad at how embarrassing the Bears played because they didn't play embarrassed. They didn't play embarrassing football. They're just not good. And they have to, when you're not good, you have to be perfect, and they're not perfect. There was 2 pass interference calls. There was the call where I mentioned earlier that Doug Kramer lined up at fullback and he didn't report. Everyone's going to talk about that. It really wasn't, even if they were able to score, you might have gotten to a 1-score game or maybe a touchdown and a field goal, but that's it. Because how are you going to consistently get in the end zone? Because they don't really know how to do that yet. They'll have maybe 1 or 2 good drives a game where Caleb plays awesome or Swift plays awesome, and something bad will happen, and they either get a penalty or they'll have 1 good drive and then they'll go dead the rest of the game. So I can sit here and say that that the Bears are a dumb football team because of the Doug Kramer situation, but that wouldn't have won them the game. We know that wouldn't have won them the game. So real quick, I'm just gonna go down the stats and then I'm gonna get out of here because I have a regular 9 to 5. Caleb Williams, 18-31, 191 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Tyson Bagent, 1 for 1, 5 yards. DeAndre Swift, 19 carries, 79 yards. DJ Moore, 3 carries, 24 yards. Travis Homer, 3 carries, 6 yards. Caleb Williams, 4 carries, 9 yards. In receiving, Keenan Allen, 6 receptions, 82 yards. DJ Moore, 8 receptions, 46 yards. Keenan Allen had a touchdown. Keenan Allen also had I think it was Keenan Allen. He had a very pretty catch on the sidelines where it caught the ball and both his feet were in on the tippy toes. And Roma Dunse, 2 receptions, 39 yards. Caleb Williams, on a sack, he lost the ball. That ended up being a fumble and then a touchdown for the Vikings. So, and then I do want to check one thing. Hold on. Okay. Sacks. Where are the sacks? I can't find the sacks. Anyway, I was going to, let's see. Okay. Two sacks each. So it really wasn't that big of a deal as far as sacks. Sam Darnold still had a decent pocket. He was still able to throw the ball down the field. He had time. There were a couple sacks by the Bears. There were a couple sacks by the Vikings. And Vikings were just a better football team. I don't know how to explain that except that. And the Bears are not consistent. So at this point, we just wait until, I'm going to wait until Seattle because it's basically the only game they have left, and they're fighting for a playoff spot in their division, in a very tough division. Bears go up against I think they go up against the Lions, and even though the Lions are injured and they lost some linemen and they lost David Montgomery for the year, they're still better, and and they coach better. The coaching staff is better. It was a miracle that we were able to catch up to the Lions as well as we did during Thanksgiving, and then Eberflus, y'all know what happened. But yeah, it's not gonna. The Vikings played better, and the Lions will play better, and the Bears will continue to try to figure out how to win games and what to call, because I don't know what they're doing. When Thomas Brown was the offense coordinator, it seemed like Caleb was able to get the ball out of his hand quicker, but now he's still holding on to the ball a lot, and he doesn't really know. Not that he doesn't really know, but he doesn't really let the ball go, and he was able to run out of certain situations, but still, he took a couple of hits unnecessarily. So, anyway, that's basically it. I'm not going to belabor the point. I will probably post this tomorrow evening just because it takes a minute to kind of upload everything. So this will be tomorrow when it's live, and then we'll go from there. Anyway, see y'all next week. Push the ball black out.